Banner University Medicine is dedicated to bringing the best medical care to the Tucson community. Our newest hospital was designed with your health in mind. With 228 private patient rooms, 22 operating rooms, and more than $50 million in patient care technology, your care and comfort are our top priority. Banner University Medicine, making Tucson's future brighter and your visits easier. Now open at 1625 North Campbell Avenue. Online at bannerhealth.com/University Tucson.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to El Enmascarado de las Conspiraciones. This is the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Jah, right here. What's up, yo? Yo, we were in New York today again.
It is
Brooklyn.
September 18th, 2015, and you're listening to another exhilarating episode of the Bruce Montalvo Show, broadcasting from the epicenter of cool Brooklyn, New York, joined by Jah Jah. What's up?
What's up, Bruce?
So you were saying?
We was all over New York today.
We were in La Gran Manzana?
Yeah, we were up in Manhattan doing our little errands and stuff, running around. I took you to Sony Wonder.
That's right. We broadcasted live from the Sony Wonder Studios. Yeah, and guess what we talked about, ladies and gentlemen? We talked about HAARP. Because what do you make of that catastrophic 8.9 that just struck Chile? Well, you have an interesting take on it, and I think our listening audience wants to hear it.
Yeah, well, you have the tsunami that occurred and an earthquake.
There's tsunami alerts all up and down the coast, even towards Southern California.
Okay, we don't know exactly right now where the waves got high all through the coast from Chile up into California.
They're not so high as they go up.
Right,
Yeah,
it keeps going.
They're like trickling down.
The waves just get softer. But I don't know how high the tsunami wave was supposed to be or whether it's further out, further back. The fact is that when you're dealing with a tsunami and an earthquake, it's very indicative of a tsunami bomb. Because those intercontinental ballistic missiles...
And you're not talking about the punk band, right? You're talking about the New World Order actually using just ICBMs to strike fault lines and create these man-made catastrophes.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's in the United States Patent Office.
Right.
How to dispose of nuclear waste. Just look up patent for disposal of nuclear waste, and you will see it is in the burial in tectonic plates. They bury them in tectonic plates. There's not many places you can use to get rid of dirty bombs. Where do people think that they go? In the air? I mean, where do they want to go? In the water? It's got to go somewhere. The atmosphere.
Yeah, volcanoes.
That too. They bury them in volcanoes and they heat up the center with HAARP, and that's why you have the electrical storms above the new volcanoes.
Right, but getting back to the Chile quake, I mean, was this the September doomsday prophecy that we're seeing unfold? I mean, the massive Chile quake. I mean, that was this whole September doom and gloom. You know, we were all sensing something was going to happen. I mean, what did they do? Did they open up CERN? I mean, they're supposed to fire up CERN in like a couple of days. What happened? Did they open up some type of black hole, some other dimension, some type of wormhole in the earth, and it caused some Greek pagan gods to strike down on Chile?
Yeah, it's Hermes and Atlas.
Right, we see them all over Rockefeller
Only 8
Plaza.
people died. Okay, so it's not.
Walking around Rockefeller Plaza, I saw so much Masonic symbolism. even outside, what was it, St. Peter's?
St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's, there was a building. It was Italia, and it had Atlas, and then at the very top, it had Kali, and it had the Baphomet with Hindu, basically just swastikas, type art.
It was the early swastikas. There were 4 different creatures. They were so sublime.
Outside the church, all this pagan worship.
It's right across
pagan idolatry.
It's in the facade of the building, right across from St. Patrick's Cathedral. Bruce's eyes were impeccable. He noticed those symbols, the Kali.
And the pineal glands.
Yeah.
Just like they have the Brotherhood of the Snakes, right there on the scepter of the Pope. The Pope who's going to show up to the United States of America, folks, and speak to you, not an American, like Sarah Palin, who can see Russia from her house, says we should all speak American. Or, he's going to come over here and he's going to lecture the American people en español. The alumbrado, the Jesuit Illuminado, this sick Masonic pedophile scum is going to come over here and preach his one world religion to us. This whole, I got to tax you to breathe now, and, I'm going to kill you to plant a tree. Bullshit. I can't stand this dope Pope.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? But it is kind of funny that he's going to come over here and he's going to speak Spanish, and he's basically the only guy that's out trumping Trump in the polls for all the sheeple's approval.
Maybe he should run for president. That would be funny. I would like to see him in a debate with Donald Trump. Donald Duck.
Speaking of Donald Mamon, Pelon, Maricon, Trump, we were in his crib today. We went to the Trump Towers. We were just like
Trump
kicking
Plaza.
Trump Plaza, and then
Plaza.
And then we come back, and I check the internet sphere, and there he is brandishing a firearm, like
a firearm. The exact time.
I went. Not that I have anything against what he's saying. Apparently, he's he's very militaristic, folks, but he wants you to keep your guns, right? And this is the same guy who was exposed for having a book of Hitler's speeches right next to his bed.
What do you expect from
He's going to take the guns.
Albert Spears was his grandpa.
Britney Spears?
Yeah, exactly. That's his niece.
That's
his cousin.
Him and Charlie Sheen have very German chins.
That's his cousin, too.
That's another thing. We walked outside Fox Hoax News Network.
Yeah.
It's all the Radio City Music Hall. The Bruce Montalvo Show made it to Radio City Music Hall, folks.
And we are actually on TalkStream Live right now. Shout outs to TalkStream Live. But we're actually higher than Fox.
You know what? They can listen to us on their iPad. On their iPad. We're not peons. We're the excellence of radio execution. They can listen to the show on so many type of devices. I mean, if you have an Android, if you have an iPod, iPad, be sure to go to Spreaker. And I mean, we're broadcasting 24 hours, 24/7, folks. Montalvo Broadcasting Network. Of course, we play Jah Jah's show, her music, hours of music, non-stop hip-hop, and some of the best electronic. I mean, I'm even going to pick up a guitar pretty soon, folks. And, you're going to be hearing all sorts of great music on MBN. So,
yeah, we're like a one-man show, We got it all. You name it, except for survivalist seeds. We got survival theories. We don't got survival.
You know what? Seeds. We don't want to alienate any type of future sponsorships, because it is essential to have storable foods. Just don't be a wacko. Hey, you know what? I'm going to vote for Ron Paul and Rand Paul. You know what I thought was funny? Trump made fun of Rand Paul. They were asking, how come they don't ask Rand Paul so many questions about women's issues? Because this is a guy, Rand Paul, the midget. Trump seriously should have just called him out on his height, because this guy is like
the shortest thing going.
He's shorter than a window washer in freaking L.A. All right, I mean he is short.
And those are Mexican window washers you're talking about.
Mi gente.
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara. No, El Salvador. Hey, I like how you said that. That's very nice. You're going to get us banned worldwide now. That means big old turd, folks. No, we love everybody equally, but we also hate you equally as well. But we love our listeners. That's some People who we never want to alienate, folks. But
Oh,
yeah,
no.
no. Look, going back to Rand Paul, this guy doesn't get asked any issues about women. You know why? Because this is a guy that kidnapped a woman when he was in college.
It's
At Baylor
true.
University, him and his heathen Masonic buddies in the Nose Brotherhood, he was called Randy at the time, they kidnapped a woman. Okay, you know what? Hillary Clinton is taller than Rand Paul. Him with his curly freaking hair. No, Rand Paul kind of looks like Hitler, too.
Yeah.
There's some very Hitler-esque about that guy.
So I wanna,
and his Austrian economics.
So is
goddamn socialist.
It's true. His
That's what they
Austrian
are.
economics that he knows so well. But I just want to know if...
Yeah, they want you to buy gold. Why? You know, last time I checked, the Pope has more gold than anybody. So who's going to be running the world? It's going to be the Pope. So like you said, what? This damn Pope should run for president, and he'd outdo Trump.
So this woman that he supposedly kidnapped, I want to know, is she a Jew? She came out with it, but then she ran with it, so maybe they told her to shut up.
Well, she's scared out of her mind because this Rand Paul is a psychopath. I mean, he's no different than Michael Myers. I mean, they kidnapped this woman. Okay, they tied her and bind her, no different than the freaking BTK killer. Okay?
Okay. But you
They
yourself...
just didn't kill her, that's all.
But you know what? Back to the basics. You agreed with a lot of things that Rand said.
You know, I did, because he's the only guy up there, and that's who they're basing him off to appeal to, you know,
They're
the
targeting
supposed millennials and people of this nature, right? Okay? But he's the only guy up there that agreed that it's the Syrian rebels who are Al-Qaeda, who are now the occult, esoteric, Egyptian, straight out of Egyptian mythology, ISIS.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the same people. I mean, why are you going to arm? Why are you going to arm the enemy?
Absolutely.
It's preposterous. I mean, it's a clear takeover. And you got that mafioso Jeb Bush up there. It just shows you fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, and fooled you once, and fool you again. Well, guess what, America? You're so stupid. You've been fooled 3 times now, because just the fact that he's running proves that America has become a just cesspool of stupidity.
Yes, that's what, and you're not swayed one bit because his wife's Mexican, right? You don't have any
Not at all. He's making Mexican Sheriff Lebensborns. That's what he's doing.
That's
He's trying
right.
to take over Mexico. I mean, it's the Bushes and the CIA who went from being the Waffen SS to the CIA with the help of the Bush family.
That's right.
That run the whole Mexican drug cartel, CIA drug running trade. Okay? It's stupid to think that ISIS is in Mexico or Arizona when, yeah, if they're in there, they're probably CIA. They're Army PSYOPs. Just faking that a bunch of illegals are bringing in drugs across the border when really it's just a bunch of dirty calzones. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just to get Trump press because he's there the next day. I mean, these people are sick. These psyoping, psych warfare trolls are out there in the domestic atmosphere. They're out there in your neighborhood.
You know, how come all these guys, every single one of these guys running, had this black and red thing going? I mean, those are, again, the Nazi colors, aren't they? Red and black. So why were they all wearing red ties and black jackets?
Because that is the color of the Reich. Don't you understand?
Okay, so all of them, we talked about before, that the last time they had their little debate, Rand was right there with the Heil Hitler, like 10 times he was waving his hand. Just
Well, they didn't Heil Hitler that much because they're not on Fox anymore. You know, the Nazis at Fox, you have to Heil Hitler at least 15 times in under a minute when you're there.
I see. Yes, I don't notice they didn't do that much, but they definitely throw these signs. So I've come to the conclusion that the triangle is the new Nazi swastika.
That is absolutely right.
We've been noticing it everywhere. We know that, of course, Jay-Z, The Rock.
Well, that's why they want to popularize it. I mean, we talked about it a long time ago. They had the young girls wearing the freaking triangle hoops. and they're thinking it's cool. At the dispensaries, and they're like, "Hey, hi, you like my Illuminati earrings?
Yeah.
They're on sale for $19.95."
You have an Illuminati pendant that you made.
That's because I'm just
making fun. You're micro-targeting the person who buys it.
That's right.
Doing exactly what they do to us.
Anyway, we had a good freaking time down there when we Radio City Music Hall. We were broadcasting from inside the Sony Wonder Studios, and I mean, we don't use a teleprompter here, but you had a hard time working that teleprompter. I mean, it's like they did it on purpose. They had that thing on freaking speed dial or something.
I have to tell you something. I'm such a fast reader. Everybody tells me to slow down. Okay, I can read, I can spit, I can rap so fast.
I've seen the legal papers you read. I mean,
I'm right.
Geez.
Okay, and I'm a speed reader. I can read mad fast. I can read like a page in like, I don't know, a couple of seconds, you know? I mean, but some reason, I know I wanted to add a couple of things, but the way that screen was moving was too fast, and it was almost comical to me because it was moving faster than I had the ability to say any of the words, and I was saying them very fast. And for the whole joke of it was that this is for kids. I mean, Sony Wonder is really for kids. I mean, we have the whole place to ourselves because the kids are all in school now.
I performed open heart surgery today. I think I killed him. I mean, didn't I like?
They have all these electronic games.
I sliced his aorta.
Robotics. They have these robotic electronic games there, and
I actually programmed a robot to be alert to light, and when he sees the light, to dance he was just programmed. Yeah, he was my mindless slave.
And he had a picture of you. When you walked away, there was a picture of your face on this robot.
That's right. It's probably like Chappie now. A piece of my soul is inside that little robot, and I don't even know. They probably stole my soul and put in that robot.
They did. What kind of music did you say you liked?
Oh, man, I wrote rock, but they gave me some, like, the crappiest pop rock bubblegum crap you could think of. I was like, I don't even want to give any type of band any promo.
I don't even know who that was.
This is some Illuminati manufactured Laurel Canyon band.
Probably. They had some guy that looked like Kanye, but he wasn't Kanye. But whatever.
Anyway, that studio was cool. How many money bombs would we have to throw to get that studio?
Oh, Bruce, we're going to have to be on for like the next 6 weeks straight.
Yo, I got a bone to pick with people who throw money bombs. You want to hear my bone? Here's my bone. It's the CIA fundraising, collecting money from stupid truthers. I mean, you got to be stupid. It's unbelievable how this low-life scumbum, Bill Hicks, is getting away with getting these truthers to basically wash his dirty calzones. What do you think of that? I mean, this guy's got like 87 million. Okay, this guy that's at the top of the freaking pops on TalkStream. Okay? And yeah, you hold people back. You are a vortex. And I'm calling you out. You are a CIA scumbum. And he's going crazy.
I think
he's gone one over the cuckoo's nest. That guy needs to take pills.
Yeah, but you know, it seems as if other talk show hosts are reporting the same thing.
He needs to stop taking his psychotropic.
Okay, but the other people we're not the only ones. Okay, the other people that we used to work with, they're reporting the same things, that they've abused people. He will go out of his way to try to stomp the small guys out. And what do you expect from a Stratford Intel agent? Okay, Kaltenbrunner. What do you expect from... And Kaltenbrunner was a flip-flopping snitch intel for the Nazis. They couldn't figure out his
descendant of Kaltenbrunner, Nazi freaking snitches. I can't believe it. They're just these CIA pigs. But you know what? They are destined for a fall. These scumbums, these pigs, are destined for a fall. Okay, these minor league ABC News, Homeland Security disinfo shills. You are destined for a fall.
But you know what they're really doing right now? Him and the other guy at night, the paranormal guy.
Oh, you mean Office of Naval Intelligence, AM?
Okay, no, the other one.
Oh, you mean
The hamburger eating, the burglar, the toxic Avenger,
Himmler.
Himmler's child.
There's so many of these this info shows.
Okay, not Dirkenwanger's. Dirkelwanger's child.
Dingle Wagner.
Dingle Wangers.
Waggle my Dingle Wagner.
Himmler. But
watch my Dingle Wanger waggle.
Okay, so Bruce, they are playing something that I used for years on their. They're abusing their talk show radio positions. All right, they're using Tesla apps. There's an app, and they're using it to control you and to suck you in. I heard it. We heard it. He talked about it the other night on his show. He spoke about the Tesla app about a week and a half ago, Himmler's kid, Carl Himmler. And that's what Himmler was about, was using sound and waves to control the masses. That's where you can tell them what to think and how to think it, and also controls their brains. So that you can put the Tesla app on.
Don't you just love her, folks?
On many different levels. There's many different. Listen, there's an app. Let me straight up. There's an app called Tesla. You can look it up on the internet.
It's basically mind control.
No, it's not. It can be.
Into the subconscious.
Let me explain it.
They're putting messages into your subconscious.
No, let me explain it. Don't sound like a loon. Let me explain to you. You go to the internet and type in. No, I'm saying don't sound like a loon.
Go ahead.
Go type in Tesla app, and you will find they're basically sound and rhythm vibrations. Some of them are actually healing vibrations, and you can put them on in subtleties or in louder. You can make it louder. You can mix it in with music. They even have a mixer in this little program for your iPod or your iPad. And there's many different versions of the Tesla app. A lot of it's good for sleep. Some of it it syncs with your brain waves, and it goes into. And there are healing apps.
But you also said that these apps can also be used for a very malevolent purpose.
Yes, and let me tell you how. There are certain ways. Like one of them is called learning retention. Okay, sorry. One of them is called learning retention. Another one would be called concentration. Another one would be pituitary stimulation. Those are I would say they're very personal kind of sounds that you would want to have if you were trying to maybe study for an exam. Not when you're listening to a Clyde Lewis. You understand? Not when I'm listening to Alex Jones. I don't want to hear hypnotic music being submitted to my brain to try to engage me and entrance me into a further discourse into their audio abuse. Okay? Because these guys are they're abusing it, and they're trying to have you concentrate and remember what they tell you. So if they want to feed you lies, like Nina Pham, like the whole Ebola and then the death skit.
The Ebola crisis actress.
The actress.
Nina Pham, who is actually Elisa Lam, who disappeared from that Cecil Hotel. Yes, that is a crisis actor, folks. You'll hear it here on the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Right, and that vigilant citizen, they're also, you figured out...
That's another Office of Naval Intelligence.
Because I said those people, they put out the whole...
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like to me that this story that's on the very reliable Before It's News is that Obama employing an army of psychologists to fundamentally mind control the masses. I think they're actually doing that. I
think they're trying to. Well, they have a whole Obama signed an executive order this week. I have to pull up the HR number, but you can look it up. I mean, it's all over the place. To allow for the government to perform like behavioral experiments on the American citizens. So
they're using us as a bunch of lab rat guinea pigs, pretty much.
Always. They've always been doing that. They always will until you speak up and fight and say no. And the first people that are going to get that are their propagandists. So the propagandists are people in the media, the talk show hosts, and they're getting their shits and giggles.
The Goebbels of the Fourth Reich.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The racist bigots that are on KKK redneck right-wing radio.
Exactly. Now, listen, I'm just going to read you some of the different functions. I think there's like 1,000 different sounds that you can put on. They're like waves. Oh, and during the course of listening to it, okay, you have a focus, fear reduction, energize, general healing. Oh, you have one that says genitals. And let me tell you, if you put that one that says genitals, it gives you a wah, wah, wah. And if
freaking Albert Pike radio.
Yeah.
That's what's become the radio. The guys at the top are all a bunch of Nazis using mind control Tesla apps. It's absolute insanity.
But there's good stuff too. They have one that's called headache relief, so you can put that on in the background with some good some music that might soothe you, and it will align,
relax you.
Yeah, it will subtly, relax you, and it subliminally, it just like happens, like you don't even know why. It's sound waves, and then there's one that says good for your heart. There's one for your intestines, your intuition, kidneys.
Well, I mean, we all vibrate on frequencies.
Frequencies, right? And so the thing is that you have learning retention. Now that could be interesting. It was great when I was learning law. I would zone in, I would just totally and learn it, and I would recommend that to people. But if that is in the wrong hands and they're trying to tell you a lie and giving you and putting on learning retention in the background, you're in for a little surprise. You want to know then you'll wonder where your whole evening went. Why were you so entranced and engaged and hypnotized by the words of a paranormal talk show host who you love? You say you love. Okay, we all love each other, okay? But then they have one that for, say, meditate, and there's one for memory, one for mood lifter, muscle spasms, ovaries, pain relief, pituitary stimulation, problem solving, prostate, relaxation, shoulders, sinus congestion, sleep, all different types of sleep. You got deep sleep, power nap, standard. You got stuff for your spleen, stomach, top of the head, upper lip, and vision. There's so much, and that's just like that's just something you could buy. These guys could have the top of the notch, the newest ones to, make you kill yourself, for example, or feel depressed. Or wasn't Clyde Lewis involved with the Heaven's Gate? Didn't the FBI say something about the suicidal cult?
From what I know is that they questioned Tons of Fun. But anyway, we don't want to get that guy's panties in a bunch.
No.
So,
he listened to us. We love him.
That guy
but
I'm just
talking about. So he's just like that
NSA
movie.
Intel plant. But speaking of, but he does do some good things well. But I think he's a Jesuit. That's all. And I don't trust Jesuits. I want to crush Jesuits. Okay, and their disinformation. But I do think that these Jesuits, they are in possession of some of the most dangerous directed energy weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, CERN. It is basically the coveted Stargate, the Die Glock, the Wanderwaffen of Nazi Germany, the Nazi bell. It was reverse engineered, and it became CERN, the Hadron Collider.
So they're trying to say that I think that scientists have somehow rationalized it. Because I saw so many science programs that they wanted to create a new sun or something like that in the long, distant future.
No, but here's the creepy part. We were in the supermarket today, and I heard it's the end of the world as we know it. And I'm thinking about CERN, and I'm thinking about how you type in 9, 23, and 15 into Google, and that's all they're talking about. Warning, it's the beginning of the end, the great deception, this and that. I mean, pretty much I look at it, and I think that it's a Jesuit trying to scare me, but at the same time, I know that they are in possession of the top directed energy weapons, and they've had Jesuits in the White House. I mean, Ronald Reagan was a Jesuit. I mean, I find it comical that they had this GOP circus clown debate at that Reagan Center because Reagan aided the Khmer Rouge. He gave Saddam Hussein ICBMs. He had the Taliban in the White House sipping tea like a maricon with his leg crossed, just like he had it at Bohemian Grove when he was chatting with his buddy Richard Nixon. I mean, Reagan drove the deficit higher than any other president at the time. Okay, so he's no conservative. He is a neocon scumbum, and there's just these retarded freaking voters out there to think that their vote matters, when in reality, it's like the freaking commies said, it's not who counts the vote, or it's not who votes, it's who counts the vote. And I think that Carly Fiorina, man, she looks like a garbage truck just backed up and did a right onto her face. I mean, dang, Trump was right.
No wonder
She's
why
got
you guys...
one ugly freaking face. She's ugly.
You and Trump should probably hang out and, like, have a beer, okay?
I don't know. I think he wanted to shoot me today. I went into the Trump Plaza, and the next thing I know, I look at my computer, I'm on Breitbart, and
same time.
Homeboy's got a freaking cuete. You know what I'm saying?
It was the exact same timing, wasn't it, Bruce?
Yeah.
And you were just saying, you were making
I got
fun.
lost. I made a wrong turn to the Trump Towers.
The whole time he was in there, he was like, Trump's watching me. He wants to kill me. He wants me out of his house.
That's the thing. And what's Trump? He's a filthy, stinking Jesuit scumbum. These Jesuits, I don't trust them. I mean, if they bring Trump in there, they'll give him the launch codes, and they have a useful idiot, the Jesuits. They're going to come over here and give a mass. Satan is going to give a mass at Madison Square Garden, folks, and you're going to pay top dollar to go. I can't believe it. I mean, this guy is part of the Ninth Circle satanic pedophile cult. He was part of the desaparecidos in Argentina, and you still love this freaking Pope? Okay, this Pope, along with the Queen and a Lady Gaga who bathes in freaking bathtubs of blood. I mean, it's probably baby's blood. It's probably blood. It's probably blood from the Planned Parenthood dead babies, where they rip off their freaking skulls and they just, like Christopher Reeves in South Park, they just...
Yeah, but there was stolen Pope's blood.
Suck the freaking stem cells right out the head.
But maybe she took it and bathed in the old Pope's blood that they saved. It was stolen.
God.
It was stolen. There was a newspaper article about that.
Oh, but really, I mean, we're in the freaking supermarket and they're playing It's the End of the World. I mean, what do you think? The apocalypse is right around the corner? And here's the thing. CERN was founded around the same time they're predicting, I mean, in September 29th. I mean, they're saying September 25th, September 23rd. Is this all Jesuit hoopla?
Mm-hmm. Yes. They want you to buy more gold and
yeah, so you can make the Pope richer.
Something like that.
Doesn't he have enough gold from the gold he ripped right out of the Jews' mouths?
Mouths, right out of them. Yeah. They're disgusting. And Leo Zagami's been listening to your recordings lately, you think?
I don't know, but I mean, he's working for the nympho whores. So I mean, the tranny wars. So I don't know.
You have steady viewers from out of Rome, right? Right out of Rome.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You freaking Guido Guinea bastards. I don't like you.
I have Italian friends, Bruce. Very nice ones, but you know.
Hey, what are you talking about? Hey, I'm gonna send Stallone over to your house to give you a freaking left hook in the house.
Most of
what are you talking about?
And most of these guys, these character actors,
I don't like mafiosis,
these
Illuminatis,
these fake Italians,
freaking Iranians. That's what they are.
They're all German. All these guys from the Goodfellas.
Oh, is that German?
Martin Scorsese. His mother was Johanna Alventer. She used to kill dead Jewish babies with her own hands.
You know what's fun?
What?
Saying Ludolf von Alvensleben.
You just want me to laugh. Jordan Maxwell's father.
Well, you know what? We gotta have a couple of laughs because apparently it's the end of the world as we know it, folks. And is CERN going to be a big part of it? I mean, did CERN just fire up a freaking just black hole in the orbit, and now Jabulon, the Masonic god of money, is about to just infest every country with Syrian refugees? I mean, what's going to happen?
I said it to you privately. I said, all these guys, all the refugees are going to go to Denmark, Sweden, and Norway.
You know, Saudi Arabia has a whole bunch of tents that you would think, you know, they would help out these refugees. They got all these empty tents out there, empty freaking
that's for their
teepees, and
That's for their Mecca,
no
though.
Palestinian Syrians, no pubic hair bearded bastards.
That's just like
nothing.
a hotel room.
No satanic sages.
Bruce, that's like a hotel.
None of them.
Excuse me, Bruce. That is a hotel room for people who pay like $1,000 for those tents to make their Mecca pilgrimage, religious,
well, what are they
spiritual.
having? Some type of
it is none of our
Burning
business.
Man out
exactly.
in Saudi Arabia.
Well, that's what they do. They
those
go on there.
Wahhabist Jesuit bastards.
But you're right in another way, because the Arab countries did not absorb them. Forget about their tents. Really, why didn't like Lebanon absorb a good amount? Why didn't Jordan? Because Jordan, I have friends in Jordan, they don't want them. Okay, but they should want the Syrians. They didn't want the Palestinians.
They were training top Al-Qaeda future ISIS members in Jordan. They had many training terrorist cells there.
It's not that hard to infiltrate Jordan. They had a very weak political structure. They had a king that everybody likes, and everybody's in La La Land there. They're living in Grimm's fairy tales. All right, they're very out of it. Back in the Bedouin days. So then they have a very high social elite class that is just completely oblivious and careless, and they don't really know, and they can't even touch the politics. They just ride. Look, if you're a creative artist, you can infiltrate and you can transcend all these stereotypes and boundaries that everybody wants to put on you. And that's where you and I kind of have a little bit of an upper hand. You know, we don't like have a class, and we can glide through. Although the Lebensborn might so say we're Juden, you know, and we're just dirt and vermin. But I don't care what they say. We're still in our reality.
Going back to the circus clown, just cartwheeling Jesuit circus clown debate, I was surprised that Chris Crispy, he didn't eat the podium before they got to him. I mean, the podium was fully intact. Mm-hmm. What did you? What did you think? You said he said a couple of cool things. Krispy Kreme donuts.
Well, he told Donald Trump that
he told him that nobody gives a fuck who they are, pretty much.
Yeah, and he's just acting like a junior high school student.
Because they're up there saying, "I'm this and I'm that," and he told them nobody cares who you are.
But didn't I say that? Pig. Yeah. I said that to you privately. I said these people act like junior high school, and they're lowering our America's excellence. And I don't agree with any of these people. And to tell you the truth, I went and looked. I don't like any of their past. The only person, and I couldn't stand her, Carly. I thought she was annoying. I didn't like her. How could you, if you have 5 minutes to tell the American public what you as a potential president is going to do for the country, you should not be discussing dead babies or foreign policy. Why don't you tell the people what the people want to hear? But they didn't. She's a shill. She's an actress. And guess who her father is?
We're not going to play any guessing game. It's probably some Nazi. But you know what their foreign policy should be? There should be no policy. And to me, that Fiorina woman, she looks like she got hit with a freaking garbage can right in the face.
Okay, so you and Trump are on the same page, but they say the same thing about Tory spelling.
And guess what?
And that is
and they look alike. They got very German chins.
Her older sister.
Look, to me, it looked like Chris Crispy had the eye of the fat ass. You know, like Rocky. I mean, seriously,
he's great.
That guy looks like he'll eat anything.
He'd be great in an Italian mobster movie.
He looks like he's never met a meal he didn't like.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, that guy
he likes the Wiener Schnitzel with extra mozzarella.
You know, he just keeps coming back for more Krispy Kreme donuts. That's why they love him over at the freaking Golden Corral, just like Jimmy Fallon said, because he just keeps coming back for more.
Right.
Buffet. He'll eat out the buffet. He'll stuff freaking chicken wings in his underwear.
I think that the debates are probably the most entertaining in history they've ever been. But at that level, it's complete idiocracy. I mean, we really are watching a reality TV with idiots giving each other pot shots, like in the schoolyard, like stupid slams that are bad. They're not even funny. I mean, I'm sorry, but Donald Trump, he couldn't come up with a couple of extra punchlines.
Doesn't he look like the smart scientist gorillas from Planet of the Apes? Donald Trump looks like one of those orangutan men from Planet of the Apes.
Donald Trump looks just like Albert Spears. Albert Spears had a gross, disgusting, sleazy hair.
If he was an orangutan. Right.
Albert Spears had disgusting, sleazy hair that he used to hide over his huge bald spot. And Donald does the same thing. And Donald probably has a few hair implants, though. I mean...
You know, we said last week that we weren't going to talk about this freaking Donald Duck Nazi.
We wouldn't have if he would have bought you a cocktail and a shrimp cocktail or some oysters. And when you were passing, he was supposed to send an APB to one of the security over there to guide us to the oyster bar and to give us free drinks. And then we might not have spoken about him. So snotty tonight.
Well, anyway, I just managed to self-deport myself out of the Trump Tower.
You were like running. You were like, I'm sure they
and
want to kill me.
That's exactly.
I'm sure he wants me out of his house.
That's exactly what the freaking
they're trying to arrest me right now.
are going to do. They're going to run right the hell out of America. They're already running right the hell out of America. We're going down the toilet. I mean, we bailed out Greece. The international banking oligarchs just keep spending your money and just using the freaking cashed-out credit card. I mean, it's going to come crashing to an end. Okay? Who do you think's going to attack first? China or Russia?
No.
Don't answer that question, because I can answer it. China has already attacked us economically. And Russia is getting ready to go toe-to-toe, like Manny Pacquiao would say, in Syria. I mean, he's getting ready to go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, but they're just trying to make a buck, okay? Putin, you've already discovered, was part...
Puto?
Puto, you already discovered, was part of the Hanzar division of the Nazi Party.
That guy's a Bosnian Russian Nazi.
Yeah, so I mean, he already is down with the OK Corral people. You know, the
Ramallah TV.
Everybody that gives that OK symbol. Well, isn't that also mean Nazi too? It's got to mean Nazi too.
OK Corral Masons.
So there's three signs that they be throwing: the finger over the lips, the OK, and the triangle. And they throw them triangles everywhere.
It's because they think they're gangster.
Gangsta, West Side.
Oh, but really, you're not a little freaked out at like the synchronicity. You know, you're walking around and they keep telling you that CERN's going to fire up and unleash demons. And then there was this huge earthquake in Chile. I mean, stuff happens. But I mean,
it's not from CERN.
We have been predicting that something was going to happen, or foreseeing,
what
or
are you
foretelling.
trying to say about CERN?
What I'm trying to say is that I have my fingers crossed that CERN does not cause Armageddon and bring forth a legion of demons.
What do you think CERN does? First, explain what you think it does, and then we could talk about what it's not going to do.
It's a Stargate.
It's a Stargate. No, it's an atom splitter.
Yeah.
And eventually, somehow, in some
it's a
crazy
Nazi Stargate.
In some crazy mad scientist's mind, they're going to be able
in
to
Mengele's mind
replicate atoms and do so 2 by 2, 4 by 4, somehow in 100,000 years when they need to build another sun. That's what I think it's for. When they think that we're going to go into an ice age and the planetary system is going to go into the dark and the sun's going to eventually die because it's a ball of light. That's what I think.
So you don't believe it's the Nazi Bell reverse engineered? Because I do. All signs point
so tell
to
me
it
the
being
signs.
so.
So break it down. What are the signs that give to you that it's a diglocking?
They're all there. The Jesuits are running it.
Yes.
And it looks just like the Diglok.
It looks like it.
Okay, it operates in the same similar...
How did the diglocking
It's an
operate?
anti-gravity machine.
It
was particle splitter. I mean, I wasn't there. You have to ask the guy, what's his name? Kempler? What was that Nazi's name?
Kamler.
Kamler.
K-M-M-L-E-R. A brilliant man, by the way. Had a brilliant
This thing could pretty much just either speed up time to the point that it could cause a tear in the time and space continuum and open up some type of wormhole to hell. I mean, let's be sci-fi here for a minute. I mean, all the craziness of the world, folks, whether you believe that it doesn't exist or it doesn't, it does. There is a dark, malevolent force, and the Jesuits are tending the light of that force.
So you're trying to say that what? This beam, so it's a beam. You think it's like a laser beam? What are you visualizing it as? It's just like omnipotent energy that can do anything that you want. I mean, it can make you take down your pants.
Energy weapon.
If it wants to direct it to take down our pants in 30 seconds or less, could it disintegrate our pants?
First of all, this is a family show, so we're not going to be
No, it's not.
Our pants.
At this time of night, I don't care what kids are listening. They shouldn't be listening.
That's right. Whatever, I'm just trying to sound like those
The other guys.
Those other guys.
They make fun.
Those
Meanwhile,
swell guys.
they say they're family shows, but they're getting divorced. They're taking heroin. They're putting on wigs, lipstick, and lady shoes
And high heels.
And going to bed with anybody that walks, including youngsters, from what I understand, with pictures.
Dear God.
You know, so I don't know. These are deviants.
Well, they're withholding all the information from the Franklin pedophile scandal and going back to now with the Epstein. They're probably all part of that freaking Masonic pedophile crew.
Yeah.
They get invited to Bohemian Grove. Okay, they believe that the Romans didn't crucify this fairy tale fake character that you know is Jesus. This Vatican psyop. They want you to believe all the Jews did it. You believe these idiots just bantering about Mithra? Because that's who he is. He's Mithra. Go back in the Zoroaster, folks. Go back from there. You'll see, in that timeline, you'll see so many up to now. That was one of the founding religions of all religions. And you'll see so many Jesus characters that have been emulated time and time again. It's just preposterous. And you know the facts are the facts. Okay, yeah, the Pharisees spoke out against this fairy tale children's story, right? But who were the ones that in the story put the nails in the guy's freaking feet and hands? It was the Italians, the freaking cannoli eating Romans.
We just had some cannolis. They were delicious, by the way, from Whole Foods. But it's so tacky is that we're just responding to some other talk show hosts that we listen to and we know, and they're on some kind of a Jew-hating rant. So we're not
like some Jim Jones occultist, just fucktards. That's what they sound like to me.
I don't want to be the opposite, but I do want to nip it in the butt about the Jews killing Jesus, because that is such a freaking lie, and any Catholic Christian person with their right mind on their shoulder you can't say that. You weren't there, number one. Number two, you know the truth, and the truth is that the Romans killed him. So why are you going to blame the Jews? That's just hearsay that somebody pointed a finger. Somebody pointed a finger? Well, would you point a finger at somebody who's walking around?
Jesus was probably Anunnaki, Brotherhood of the Snake, reptilian, shape-shifting scum.
He's probably a cult and brun a snitch.
Freaking Vatican Jesuit. The first, he's got to be a Jesuit, right?
Jesuits.
It really sucks that they're going to take over New York in like the next couple of days. I mean, you see them putting the mural up there of this pedophile scum, Pope Francis. It's really disgusting.
I think they want everybody to get a warm, fuzzy feeling inside when they see the white light, the Luciferian light, the white light. Lucifer means white light. So, I mean, he's trying to come and light up Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
He's gonna, everybody's gonna, like, flock there like a bunch of freaking devil worship.
You know what else pisses me off about all the joints near Madison Square Garden? All these tourist traps that want to sell me, deny me my right to water, and sell me this bottled water that has over, like, 20,000 chemicals in it. Just like destroying my body. $3 freaking for water around there?
Yeah. There's not even spring water. It's not even Fiji water.
You got some crusty freaking towel head, freaking pubic hair bearded guys, like, scratching their taint. You want deli sandwich, my friend? Here, water is $4.95. I can't believe it.
I learned a new word today.
What did you learn?
Vituperative. Vituperative.
And what does this word pertain to?
It's a kind of like a legal term that, they throw back and forth. It means when you're being abusive and a little bit bitter and try to, rub things to somebody's face a little bit too much. So that was kind of interesting. A little get back with the defense lawyers that I'm handling right now. So...
Right.
I was laughing. I called my brother, He knew what it was. I guess it's like a little bit of a legal education, and you know what vituperative means.
So you're very vituperative.
No, I'm not.
Isn't that what they said?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about the latest news, folks.
How about squatty potties
It
and Jiffy
seems
bags?
we're not pushing shit buckets on our show, okay?
Can you believe that they push squatty potties and
It's basically
Jiffy bags?
a freaking just truther, storable foods using guys shit bucket.
It's psychotic. It's humorous. And Larry King did an advertisement for Squatty Potty.
Oh, it was like Biffy bag, like turd bags or something. Like take a dump in a bag.
It was Biffy bags. It was Biffy bags. And he was talking about how he actually used it. And he has, my God, how could he face himself in the mirror? You know, he uses his name like that. He just smears his name like shit everywhere. Like diarrhea. Like,
speaking of diarrhea, the dope Pope just said that there is climate change, and he's going to be telling us that climate change is a very real thing. Mm-hmm. What do you make of climate change? I mean, to me, it seems that the polar ice caps are expanding. So, and we just came off last year one of the coldest winters ever. Or just
one of the coldest winters and the hottest summers.
Just because it gets a little hot when they decide to use HARP and HARP certain areas, then everybody just goes up in arms.
They spray aluminum and barium, aluminum oxide and barium,
and strontium 90.
Okay, and that changes they're doing it legally. Bush passed the weather modification bill in 2005, and they're doing it with the okay. And the scientists all say that it's blocking some of the ozone layers and the solar rays, so it's creating more of a greenhouse, and they have the approval to do it. So when you see those stripes in the clouds and the mist, and you can kind of taste like it dries your mouth out, and all of a sudden, be a nice cool summer afternoon, and then as soon as it turns 6, 7 o'clock, it gets hot again.
So that's the taste of chemtrails. That's the taste of geoengineering, as the Army would say.
Exactly. And they do it.
And they got a whole manual on chemtrails.
And, and they do it. Sometimes it's beneficial. Like if I had a farm in Texas or wherever, Alabama, and I had a drought, and I wanted to pay for a weather modification program to give my farm more water, I could create rain clouds, not the old-fashioned way with the cloud seeding, but with HARP, with creating the modification. You could pay for it. Maybe it would be $100,000, maybe $200,000, but I'd have rain on my property. But countries are doing it. And what do you think a company like Con Edison would pay for something like that? So obviously everybody's putting their air conditions on.
What do you think the people of California have paid companies like Nestle, who are sucking the water right out of California? I mean, all the last drops of water. Now, I remember driving around with family and seeing the lakes and the oceans, and it just looks like it's drying up out there.
Yeah.
Well, not the ocean, but the lakes, it's going to hell. It's sucking up. It's being sucked dry. Well,
and
then Nestle's selling the water right back to them.
Yeah, and T-Bone Pickens has got his hands in the pickings. He's trying to pick the water. They're all on these water. They want to take our resources. They want to try to own all the resources. Agenda 21, beyond globalists, and they're not going to get away with a lot. I mean, they're only going to get away with what they can get away with, and they're trying. They're seeing what they can get away with, I think.
Speaking of what they could get away with, I'm seriously thinking that, this quake was what the truthers, the doom and gloomers, the September doom and gloomers were predicting. Something big was going to happen. Now, it's either this or an upcoming economic collapse. Only time will tell, but it's clearly evident to me that CERN, as well as NASA, are part of the Nazi Fourth Reich.
Yes, I agree.
Wouldn't you agree?
I agree, but I don't believe that CERN is going to be used for the purposes that you're saying. There was a Tesla death ray that was supposed to obliterate all wars. That if another country was supposed to attack another country.
It's right out of Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah. Is it?
Yes.
If they were supposed to eliminate all wars, then there was a weapon that would block it. No, All right. But there was the Tesla weapon was supposed to somehow block if another country was attacking. It was, I don't know, it's scalar energy, which would be HARP, and that would block a nuclear or any kind of radiation with enough gigabytes. That would be HARP. I don't know what CERN could do besides split an atom. I don't know. So if you're saying that it could do something so destructive,
it'd be like an atom freaking bomb times infinity, probably. It'd be just exactly what you heard in Angels and Demons. That portrayed the Jesuits, the predictive programming of using CERN as a weapon to basically drop a nuke on Vatican City. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they can use CERN either to do something of that nature or, like the Die Glock, just open up some type of portal to another dimension. I mean, it's said, an urban legend, that the Pentagon harbors demons. I mean, we had the September 11th show. We talked about how in the towers it was clear to see those demons that exploded out of the ashes. You could see it.
Why would they spend so much money on demons, Bruce?
Money. It's not money. Okay. It's a sign of the times.
So then maybe it's just a bunch of scientists with a real just.
So you basically think it's
and it's a fear mongering.
You basically think it's a Masonic Bubblmeister, right?
Yes, I do.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. You know they took the Die Glock to Wright Patterson, right? The United States has it. Okay. Who's running the United States? The Jesuit Pope, that's going to come here and speak in Spanish. He's not going to speak American, folks. He's going to come here and speak Espanol to you and tell you that you're no good and to bow down to his one world order and his climate change and that he's going to kill you and plant a tree instead. That's what's going on.
He's not going to plant a tree because if they did, Brazil would have been, or the rainforest wouldn't be so depleted by the UN.
So that would actually be a good thing if he planted trees then.
Yes, but he wouldn't do that. He would just tell you to do that. He wouldn't even tell you to do that.
But I mean, it's clear all these top Nazis that were in charge of Cape Canaveral, all these other top Nazis that were even just the bosses of von Braun. They were the boss of von Braun.
He was just the spokesperson.
Right. So these Nazis took over the space program, and now we want to believe that we're going to go to war with Russia. That could be. Is that a Bubblmeister as well?
Yeah.
Us going to war with Russia.
The Russians and the Germans they work together.
Did we build up ISIS just to come in there with the Russians and then our troops as well, and then take them out?
Fund wars, make money with war. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, right. So it's
because
defense
the same
contracts
Germans, because some of
getting out ahead.
Those Germans,
again.
There was 100,000 Germans troops that went into Russia, during the war, right? And some of them lived. They didn't tell you that. Some of them went and they worked right with NASA, and they've been working with the Germans, with the Russians.
So it was the Nazis at NASA that hired Stanley Kubrick to film the freaking moon landing.
Absolutely. He was their head propagandist.
So the moon landing was basically Space Odyssey 2001, or whatever the hell.
Well, it was because there was that,
2000 and September 11th.
There's so much proof on that. Listen, we're almost time to go, so I just want to mention that you should check out our 2 stores where we make jewelry on Etsy. That's etsy.com/shop/2 different stores. One's called Antique Obsessions, one word. The other one's called Conceptual Subculture, one word. You can go to Etsy.com, type in Conceptual Subculture, or go to Google. You'll come across us. Say what's up. Maybe I'll hit you with a 50 off coupon. Right now it's in. We just finished the 50% off sale. So, but if you come here and say you listen to Bruce and Jah Jah, we're gonna hook you up. Trust, okay? But check out that stuff, man.
I was looking at us on TalkStream Live. Sometimes we're higher than the Blazing Blaze Fanoics.
Oh my God!
I mean, the Bruce Montalvo show. The Bruce Montalvo show is growing exponentially, folks, because of the help of our listeners. So if you want to help us out, you want to help the show expand, you want to see more broadcasts out of the Sony Wonder Studios, out of the Sony Van der Waffen Studios, with Bruce and Jah Jah,
Yeah, but we have some great listeners.
then be sure, absolutely,
And
we do. We
supporters.
have the best listeners
Like Linda
on Talk Radio.
She's amazing.
Shout
she
out
buys
to Linda.
a lot of jewelry from us. She's
Thanks
awesome.
for listening.
And she listen. She's
Yeah,
awesome.
she's a great one. If only we
And
had
Ashley.
we had 1 billion Lindas.
I know. This should be like 1,000. But
She's
there's
one
only
of a
one
kind.
of a kind.
She's one of a kind, like our jewelry.
That's right. That's because we make one of a kind, guys. You know, it's because
We're,
Bruce and Jah Jah, that's it, man.
We're the Grand Sephardim Jews making jewelry. Jewelry Jews.
What else is a Jew gonna do? Right, Sue? Xana? Cole?
Hey, who?
What?
Who's that? You mean Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah, Rosie
You know I
O'Donnell.
don't like Rosie
She
O'Donnell.
tried to say that I shop like a Jew on Second Life.
Look, first of
I
all,
want to smack her. Oh, please.
Rosie O'Donnell, you go to hell. You go to hell and you dad. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the excellence of radio execution. This is the Bruce Montalvo Show, signing out from the epicenter of cool, Brooklyn, New York.
Bruh, peace, y'all.
With Contour TV from Cox, you can find all your favorites all in one place.
Does it have the YouTube?
You bet.
What about that Netflicker thing?
Mm-hmm. Netflix too.
And all those superhero movies?
Contour has all the latest titles on demand.
Oh, my grandkids love that big green guy.
Ah.
Though I prefer the one with the hammer myself.
Okay, I think we're done here. Now get all your favorite apps, shows, and movies right on Contour TV from Cox.
We know you love your music, so we'll be quick. We love helping you stream the hottest music. And since you're the de facto DJ, everyone's counting on you. So we reimagined Wi-Fi and created Xfinity XFi so you can stream your favorite tunes with reliable speeds whenever, wherever. Whether you're hosting a party or doing a little spring cleaning, you can stream confidently with XFi. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFi. Visit Xfinity.com/XFi to learn more.